Hi, my name is Wally. I am a dancing and MP3 playing toy sold by the Walt Disney Corporation. I am also a sales technology enthusiast, and this is why my friends at whycrmdoesnotwork.com hired me. We all know that it is really because they could not afford a real actor or a talking lizard. So please bear with me, I am still fairly new at this. In this presentation, I will explore the reasons why CRM implementations stall and ultimately fail through a case study, or rather a short story. Though this story does not illustrate all the reasons why CRM fails, it covers some important ones. As against most industry case studies, this is not a success story, and it is better this way because we all have something to learn from setbacks. Furthermore, in order to highlight the human dynamic that exists or may come into play during and after a CRM implementation, we have turned to fiction, specifically to the analogy of family, believing that the latter's known quality and its separateness from the world of business might render the lesson more accessible and palatable. Our next presentation will explore the reasons why the CRM implementation failed in its real context. So here is our little story. It is the story of the Smith family. The Smiths have 8 kids, aged 3 to 19. Family logistics is a real challenge. Family members use their own vehicles, and they each go their own way. They are slowly drifting apart from each other. They no longer drive together to family reunions. The teenagers never show up. Their grandfather understands what's going on, so when his neighbor tells him that he is selling his old Volkswagen minibus, he seizes the opportunity. He buys the minibus and offers it to his daughter. Her birthday is in a few days. The neighbor drives the minibus to the family home. He takes Dad and Mom for a ride to familiarize them with the quirks of this exotic vehicle. Dad is nervous because he hasn't driven a stick for at least 30 years. He takes notes. The car manual is in the glove compartment. A bit surprised and puzzled by the revolution this vehicle will bring to their family, the parents cautiously embrace the idea. Dad is happy because his youngest kids, who usually drive with their mom, will finally spend time with him. He will also get a chance to spend more time with his teens. Mom is happy because her kids won't need to ride in their dad's Mustang or in their broken Civic nearly as much. She sees those vehicles as dangerous, and she agrees with her dad the minibus is a good way to bring the family together. She has a great respect for her father, and she shares his vision of the family. Mom's birthday comes. All are invited to celebrate at grandfather's house. The eldest child flies home from her college town. The teens discover the minibus for the first time. It had not left the garage yet. They think that it is definitely not cool, but they are good kids, so they don't say a word. Each has other plans for the day. Each understands that this will force them to stay there longer than anticipated. The eldest daughter worries that this new vehicle may jeopardize her chances to get her own car. She doesn't know how the vehicle was acquired, and she was not sold on its benefits. Dad calls the kids who usually ride with him in the Mustang during the weekend. They reluctantly sit in the minibus as they learn that they will no longer ride in the sports car. They loved the Mustang. Seating in this minibus is a big sacrifice for them. But they are good kids. They complain, but for now, they comply. They realize that they will be sitting next to their teenage brothers, endless sources of information that they desperately need as they approach their own teenage years. Dad sits in the driver's seat and tries to start the car. Mom brings the little ones and puts them in their car seats. She wonders if the minibus is fit for child car seats. She questions the knowledge of the neighbor who sold the car and explained how to install the seats. She is nervous. She always is when she senses that she will be late to a family event and may disappoint her father. Dad struggles for a few long minutes with the clutch, accelerator, and stick under the cold gaze of his wife. He utters a few words of frustration. The minibus jumps and stalls. Mom decides that for safety reasons, her toddlers will not ride in the minibus. She will keep driving them in her own car instead. She wonders in exasperation why her husband waited until the last minute to figure out how to operate the vehicle. Feeling hurt and feeling misunderstood, Dad explains that the notes he took were not useful. Disappointed because she thought that her husband could drive a stick, and because of this perceived dead end, Mom puts her eldest daughter in charge and leaves. Her daughter studied in Europe. She must know how to drive a stick. Dad leaves the garage and waits for his capable daughter to sort things out. Because she did not participate in the test drive with her parents and cannot rely on her dad's notes, the daughter feels helpless. She asks her teenage brothers for help. None of them is able to operate the minibus. They become convinced that the minibus cannot drive. One teenager suggests that he replace a part of the engine. The teenage boys leave the house in their cars and join their friends. It is too late for Grandpa's party anyway. The daughter leaves the minibus to call the seller and ask for help. The kids who used to ride with their dad in the Mustang are now waiting alone in the minibus. There is no driver in the front seat. They realize that the teenagers will not ride with them in the minibus. One by one, they quietly leave the vehicle. Later in the day, Dad walks into the garage, closes the door of the minibus and the garage gate. His marriage matters more than a minibus, he thinks. Asked for help by Mom, an uncle suggests that the minibus be replaced by a large SUV. Nobody has consulted the manual in the glove compartment. So who is who, and what is what in this story? The Volkswagen minibus is a customer relationship management system, an application designed to help a company better serve its customers through the integration and automation of various customer serving and office processes. This particular CRM is designed for mid-size organizations. It is affordable. The SUV that the uncle recommends as an alternative to the minibus is a large enterprise CRM. The grandfather is the CEO of a fast-growing mid-size company. His daughter, the mom, is the executive in charge of the software implementation, and her husband is the sales manager of the firm. The younger sons are salespeople. The daughter who flies home from college is the IT manager. The teenagers are the other employees and supervisors of the firm. The uncle who is called for help is a sales VP, or a new sales manager hired after the facts. Check our next presentation for the second part of our case study and our in-depth analysis at whycrmdoesnotwork.com. Thank you.